is going on, you East Australian jungle lizards? Welcome back to Around the Lunch Table, episode
59.
First and foremost, I wanted to thank our sponsor, or sponsors.
We got a new sponsor.
Sponsors, Aperture Oceans for number one, bringing ideas and ads
to life.
And next, I wanted to thank a man who recently just developed his own company. And actually, some of you don't know this. He's actually an original Around the Lunch Table founders. He was around the lunch table in middle school and high school, telling the stories of him jerking off, etc., all the stories. And it's called Live Stallion, Never Be Tamed, spelled Livstallion on Instagram. You can go to the page, find out it's about wellness and fitness. Congrats, Brandon. We love you.
And I believe live streams Monday through Friday as well on his page.
Yeah, it's on the Instagram page, but Monday through Friday has live streams. So pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. Last thing I want to mention, make sure you check out, of course, Patreon. Patreon.com/around Rewind. Patreon.com/around the lunch table, bringing you exclusive content. And episodes early-ish. Also, access to our Discord, live Q&As whenever the fuck we decide to do one. And you get to support us and help us buy more beer because we're obviously out because we were drinking
Heinekens.
Brewed in Holland, actually. What do you think of when you think of Holland?
Flowers.
I think of like the girls from that wear like the long dresses and they like frolic in the flowers, like a Little House on the Prairie. That's what I'm thinking of, That's what I think of Holland. Like the women out there.
Wasn't there? It's the flower. That's
no makeup, just buns.
I was gonna. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if that is the first thing.
I feel like I'm painting a picture here.
When I think of, I understand that.
Yeah.
When I think of like Little House on the Prairie, I think like the Great Plains.
Ah, yes.
That's what I think of. Yeah.
I think of like a house that looks like a church, but it's a house.
And then it has the
it has
the fucking well with the metal arm.
Oh yeah. I always wonder how the fuck those works. Like, where's this one? I mean, I get it's a well. Do you understand how
pretty amazing engineering if you think about it.
Do you understand how wells work? Because I don't. You dig a hole and then it just fills with water.
The thing I would think is because there's a lot of don't laugh. Don't fucking laugh. There's actually a lot more ground under. I almost said a lot more ground underwater.
Underground? Yeah.
No, I was about to say more ground underwater. More water underground than there is on the surface.
Okay.
And I'm assuming if you dig deep enough, there's going to be water.
So I'm saying, but how does it like get into the?
Well, think about this.
How does it not like go out?
Well, because if a well is basically a tube, once it goes down and it penetrates where water is below, it'll just the pressure will just rise up.
Really?
It kind of makes sense. And then when it rains and shit, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like when it rains, you want a really big hole, or like a wide mouth, like a funnel.
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't know that much about the field.
Yeah.
But I assume that's what it's like.
Did you know that it's
I just imagine the bucket with the fucking pulley system.
Yeah. Whoever invented the pulley system, Dr. Stephen Pulley. He was
Is that true?
No, I don't know. I just see
it's like there's no way you know that off the top of your head.
No. Yeah, I know the inventor of the pulley. Have you ever noticed like there's like household
like Egyptian times they had that. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how they built the pyramids. Wasn't it slaves? Or no, it was
aliens.
It was fucking Nephilim, the fucking giants with the five fingers with the 6 fingers.
Anyways, what were you gonna say?
You know it's illegal to collect rainwater? I find that strange. I mean,
no way.
Yeah, it is illegal to collect rainwater for
Bullshit.
consumption. Yeah,
wait, there's no way. I do know that's actually you shouldn't because no, but because acidity levels in the rain.
Okay,
I've ever heard of acid rain. I'm saying it sometimes it could not.
I've heard of purple rain.
Purple. Is it really illegal?
Also, another wacky law. It's illegal to look at like a moose from an airplane in Alaska.
Okay, hold on. There's a lot of things coming at me right now. Generally, collecting water in rain barrels for outside use is legal and encouraged in most.
For consumption.
Places in Washington, yeah. Using a rain catchment system.
What a tarp.
Oh, there's requirements, though.
Yes. I have to get a rain permit.
I have to get a water badge. How are they going to know if I
Water police, freeze.
They have squirt guns? No, and they have the... and they put it in the barrel.
What was it called? Super soakers.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. Those were like... When you were a kid, man... That was like the like peak of summer toys, you know?
Yeah.
The fucking supers. Because then there was the little ones you could get like the dollar store, but then there was the name brand Super Soaker.
Yeah, the
you could
big
just,
fucking bazooka.
and the girl that you had a crush on, you could just get her
Did you ever
wet.
see those things? We had one of these, and it was literally, it came in a box, and it was like, it's like crunched together kind of, but it looks like
Like an accordion?
yes. It's basically like a little accordion. Like the fabric is like, when the fabric, no, but you'd fill it up, it would get 6 feet long, and then you would like hit the top of it, and the water would sprout. So me and my brother, like extended bazooka, we'd carry it and run around, like both of us, because it's so long.
No shit.
You
I thought you like
squirt-
squeezed it together.
You
and
squirt water, you just hit the handle at the front.
Wow. That's some next level engineering.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wow. Yeah, I think like the height of toys back then. The thing is,
They were just made better, dude.
Oh yeah, it's like like a fucking like a microwave back then lasts like 80 years. Actually, ours is still going. I don't know how because we've had that for
Yeah.
It was like $23, but yeah. Do you want to talk about appliances for the rest of the episode?
We're talking about well systems and shit.
Well systems,
A current event that I wanted to talk about is California. Apparently, this area of California, it was actually trending on Twitter. If you didn't see it,
Shout out Fresno.
it was trending. There's a bear that's like 500 pounds. They call it Hank the Tank, and it's been terrorizing the neighborhood and like breaking into houses. It has like a black leotard on, getting like dangling from clotheslines and shit. No, but I saw a tweet. I remember I sent it to you, and that's why I was laughing. It says the authorities are now on the lookout for Hank. Like they have him on like a most wanted list. On every tree, wanted, dead or alive.
Dead or alive, Hank. Can you imagine like you're just sitting there eating dinner and you see the silhouette of like a bear sneaking into your house? What was that show? Yogi and Boo Boo. Didn't they like steal picnic baskets and shit?
I think so.
What was the other one we just talked about with the blue moose?
The blue moose.
The blue moose and the chipmunk. They're both from Clealum, remember?
I don't know, dude.
Fucking started with
Happy
like
Tree Friends.
that. Do you remember that?
Blue moose. There's a blue moose in it.
Dude, I remember that was like
That is a show for serial killers.
who makes that? Imagine animating like, yeah, let's have this fucking
Let's have this moose break this squirrel's teeth and wear them. Like fucking nuts.
and then the possum comes in and just starts
like
fucking them.
Like every episode is just how they die in crazy ways and how they get their guts splattered and shit.
I know how. I feel like it was.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, go on YouTube and
there's no
type.
way it's still there.
I bet you it is. It's called Happy Tree Friends, dude. I'm not kidding. It was
They're
actually,
not happy and they're not friends.
It's fucked up. It's like an animated show for serial killers. I'm not even kidding you. Oh my god.
Is it on there still?
Yep, it is.
Oh my god. Are they
Yeah,
still making shit?
9 years. Yeah, because I'm saying when we were like a while back, like
This was the beginning of YouTube.
We were youngins.
And that was fucking good animation for the time.
Yeah, but it's fucking crazy.
I just couldn't imagine like animating that frame by frame, like like the ones I don't get is the like this will make you come in 6 seconds, and it's just some like who the fuck animates that?
I don't know who has the time because
Imagine,
obviously you're
like-
obviously you're freelancing.
That's not like a career. There's no porn company being made, and they're just like, we need this guy.
Like we play video games, they draw fucking weird animations.
Yeah, but it's like, God, it's like an ogre, fucking a cheetah, or whatever the fuck they do.
I don't know. I've never watched it, so
I've never clicked on it.
okay.
I mean, I
Different
clicked
strokes, different folks.
Yeah, I click on it, and then I'm like, okay, I choose my character, and then it's like enter your credit card. You're like, oh,
You're like, oh wait, I have my own.
like, hey, Dad. Yeah. Did you ever like put something weird on your parents' like credit card and try to get away with it?
No, because I knew.
Yeah.
I mean, even at a young age, I knew. I'm like, I would every time something would pop it would say it, I wouldn't fucking put it in because I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, they're gonna see this.
The thing is I feel like nowadays it'd be so much easier to get away with because we don't get like real statements in the mail. Like I don't ever look at my statement.
no, but it's
like,
there though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I'm saying like a little $4 purchase. It's like.
Well, I remember I actually did, but it wasn't anything weird. My dad, I think he bought me like a bat or something online, and his card was there, and I was looking at airsoft guns, and it was like $180 or something like that. It was like a sniper. I'm like, dude, this shit looks sick. And then I was just looking, and then I happened to see it says like the card, like had the card on file. I'm like, maybe. I'm like, my dad's lying. Maybe he just won't notice. And then fucking, he didn't notice. The only reason he noticed is because it showed up at the door. I was trying to stay at home and see if I can catch it at the time. This guy comes in, I grab it, bam, no one fucking knows. But like, it was way late. It never ended up coming on time. And then I was at school the
FedEx.
time it came. And so obviously they unwrap it and see an airsoft come, and Matt's like, "Hey, my wife didn't order this." So,
and my 8-year-old kid.
and then
doesn't
at
have a
first
card.
I was a young guy. He's like, "I'm like, I don't know." I'm like, "I don't know." FedEx guy just brought it here with my name on it. I don't know.
Did you put your name or your dad's name on it?
His.
Yeah, smart. Yeah. I mean, I guess hackers took your account and ordered you an airsoft gun to your address.
These hackers are getting belligerent, Dad. They're ordering you shit now.
Shit you don't need. Fuck, that's funny. No, I don't think I ever.
But let me keep it, so.
Then you have to put it back in the box. Return
Well, it was like this fucking long, so.
Paying for the return shipping was half the fucking price. I don't think I did anything like that. I remember. I do remember. Like, did you ever like steal things as a kid? And your parents would see you have them. You have to make up a story.
I was never a thief, really.
I wasn't
honest.
either. I only stole like a couple things, but one of them was an iPod, and then I
That's a pretty big thing to steal as a little kid.
I remember I had to like convince my parents. Oh, my buddy Andrew, his cousin had an extra one, and he gave it to me. You know, they're like, oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, it's the newest one. Just came out, and he just gave it to you.
It's still at factory settings.
Yeah.
Andrew likes to reset them before he gives them away.
It's like, who's that background? I'm like, oh, I'll just a random one.
Oh, this kid from summer camp. A funny story. Me and Andrew and him were together.
And Andrew.
And then the story just gets crazier and crazy. And then you start making up this little part about a fake story.
Yeah.
And then you start making a fake story about the detail you just
and then
told.
you're just so far in the
and
lie.
then,
You just can't
and then
get
they ask
back
you
up.
something like, did I say that?
I've done that when you're
I've
like,
done that, yeah.
you ever just lied about just the dumbest shit? And you're like, why did I just do that?
Especially as a little kid, because you don't think of when you go off all those avenues, how to justify the questions about the fake avenues.
Yeah.
So you're just going down and like, oh, what's his last name? And I'm like, oh, my made-up character? I don't know. I have no idea.
No, they're all like, oh, how's Andrew doing? Who?
The guy you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like another thing is like, have you?
You basically just tell the story and hope they don't ask detailed questions. Yeah. So.
Have you ever just lied about something that had no reason to be lied about, but then you're like, I guess I said it like.
Yeah. I have.
You,
Yeah.
you could be like, oh, I saw a few pigeons today. Oh my god, how many? There was 2. You're like 4.
Yeah.
And you're like, why did I? Like,
no, there's so many times I've lied for no fucking reason. I remember I was at home one time, and my mom was like, "Hey, are these your socks?" I'm like, "No," and they were my socks. I'm like, "Why did I just lie?" I'm like, why did I just lie?
I've caught myself a few times doing that, and then it was like the dumbest shit. I'm just like, I just stopped myself. I'm like, actually no, and I don't know why I just lied about that.
Because it's like there's no you just don't even know why you're fucking lying.
It's just fucking instinct.
I can't think of anyone recently, but I've definitely lied about just for no, like it. There's
Just
no
stupid.
negative thing about it. When we either answer, I just chose to lie for no fucking reason.
Hey, did you take some did you put some cheese on the pizza? Yes. It's like, no, I didn't.
I think I've done with Alex before, like we were driving or something like that. I was like, she's like, oh really? I'm like, no, I have no idea why I lied just now.
Oh, it's funny. I mean, we all have a sinful nature, and it's gonna get to the root of that evil.
Yeah.
Is what it is. No, I think what is like the worst lie you've been caught in? Like when you're just like fuck, and you gotta like fucking, like you dug yourself in that hole.
Yeah, and then like once you're there, it's like you've went so far.
Yeah.
Admitting it is out of the question. And when I was younger, I've dug myself into some pretty fat fucking holes, dude. I did. Because it's like, especially when you're younger, it's like all you know is admitting is not an option.
Oh, no.
Especially your parents.
Yeah.
You're not going to admit it. So you're just.
And you think they're stupid.
I think that I maybe told you this story maybe one time. One time. You probably don't even remember. You're going to be like, dude, you never told me that. But I 100% told you that. So I wasn't. So the first girl I ever dated. I'm not going to say names.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. You don't want a safety buy.
I'm not going to say names. I think I was 17 or 16. Yeah, so I wasn't, I forgot why. I think I was in trouble or something, and I wasn't allowed to go hang out with her, or we were hanging out too much or something. I don't fucking remember. But, or I think, yeah, I was like out past curfew a couple, yeah, so I don't know. So I wasn't allowed to fucking see her, but I was like, hey, I'm going to go to the store and get things like snap. Like there's like, oh, mom was like, oh, can you get this? I'm like, okay, perfect. This is nice. There's no suspicion. She's asking me to do something.
Exactly,
We're good.
yeah.
Went to the Safeway, bam, Crater Lake Highway,
Bam.
and like by where the Chase used to be.
Yeah.
In that parking lot, whatever. So obviously I text my bitch. I'm like, yo, what's
what's
poppin'
bragging?
with
Shit.
And so she pulls up and bam.
She pulls up in a foreign.
And we just hung out for like 34. Then once like
You just hung out.
I'll let your imagination run with you on that one.
Yeah.
So once so obviously I'm keeping an eye on the clock. I'm like, all right, it's been a while. So I text him, hey, sorry, couldn't find the whatever the fuck. And obviously when I got there, I sprinted in there, grabbed it first, so I already had it.
Yeah, of course.
Gotta be smart. And so basically, long story short, so we're like on each side of the parking spots right here. And so there was like the curb was here. It's hard to explain, but so anyways, so I go around this because I gotta. This is hard to explain. Anyways, well, I'm not gonna explain the layout of the fucking parking lot, but I drive by, and she looks like she's on her phone. So I'm gonna just squeeze by her. There's like a little gap. I'm like, I'm just squeeze by her. I squeeze by, and then as I'm going by, she gets up and goes forward and clips the side of my car. That dent that's on my car.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, on the car on the side. Yeah. Yeah. So
It was a hit and run, I swear.
No. So, and it's this fucking massive dent. Or it wasn't that massive, but it was like pretty
I mean, as a child, you just hit the car and you're freaking out.
It was very fucking noticeable, obviously. Yeah. So I'm like, oh my fucking God. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, obviously I can't tell him I was with her, so
just say some random person.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, well, okay. I'm like, when I get home, my dad's obviously gonna see this. But I'm like, I'm just gonna go in there, and be like, hey, Dad, I fucking bumped into a tree, whatever the fuck. Yeah. But obviously, I get home, I get scared. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll park. It's on the right side. I'll park right here so they can't see it. So I just buy my time as much as I can.
Yeah, of course. So you can collect your thoughts.
Yeah, so I'm just sitting in my room. And then it's dinner time. Then I just forget about it. I knew it was happening, but I kind of was like, it's nice not having to deal with this right now.
Yeah.
And so, I think I was like 16, and so all of a sudden I'm in my room after dinner. I walk in there, and it's getting dark out, and I hear the front door close. I look out my window because it's right by the front door. My dad's walking by, and he's going to the other side of the garage, so like on the right side of the car. I'm like, he's gonna fucking see it, and I didn't. I'm like, I should have just told him I came, and fuck. I'm like, now he's gonna be even more mad. And I see him open the little door, and he walks by my car. I'm like, maybe he won't notice. He goes, any dad's not gonna miss that because he's like looking at the tires and shit.
He's putting his finger in the tread.
Yeah, he does what he needs to do. And he's sitting there, he's just like, He's just like examining shit like by himself for no fucking reason.
Dad sees that shit.
I see him go. Yep. I'm like, oh! He sees it. I'm like, okay. He's like, what the hell happened to your car? I'm like, oh yeah, that. Yeah, I didn't even notice it. I'm like, yeah, I was driving and because I was thinking like, oh fuck, I can't tell him that I hit Lisa's car. But like her car wasn't even fucked up at all. It was just the England, which
then you could have just said anybody.
I know, but I was freaking out a little bit. I mean, it dented hers, but it wasn't anything really noticeable, honestly. And then so he's like, oh, what the fuck? What did you do? I'm like, well, I was driving and I kind of just was. I was trying to figure out what the fuck I was gonna say, and I think I ended up telling him that because by where we were, there were like at the bank there were like these pylon things where they were doing some construction on the side, like these cement ones you couldn't drive past, and so I was like, and they were right behind us. I'm like, hey, maybe I could just say like I bashed into the side of it as I pulled out or something like that, and so I'm like, yeah, that'll work. He said, what's he gonna do? It's not another person's car. I'm like, yeah. So I told him that, and he's like. Grabs his keys, like, let's go. I'm like, fuck. He's like, they have cameras there. He's like, what if you damage some of their property and they're gonna know? He's like, I have to make sure I know what's going on. I'm like, oh fuck.
And let me guess, you let him take you there, didn't you?
Yeah. So we go there.
You just stick to it.
I stuck to it the whole fucking way. And then we get there. And I'm like, oh fuck. And he's like, where did it happen? I'm like,
point right there.
I just point and
somewhere over there.
And
it all happens so fast.
Swear to fucking God. It wasn't even I didn't even point to it. He just obviously was like, okay, he's obviously bullshitting. On one of them, there was like a black smear. I don't know if it was paint. I don't even know what it was. But it didn't. I looked at him like, okay. And so like, because obviously he's walking over like he's about to catch me. And I'm just like, and I walk over, I'm like, I'm so fucked. I'm like, I was about to be like, all right. And then I'm like, he turns around, I'm like, I'm just like, yeah. He's like, oh. He's like, all right, yeah. All right, you're fine. Just be more careful. I'm like, Let's go. Yeah, crazy shit.
Oh, that is funny, dude. Holy shit. Thing is
I guess that was one I just got away with.
Yeah.
But yeah,
how many lies have you gotten away with? Well, let's roll out the scroll here.
That was a crazy one in which I had no idea. I just really because I dug myself in such a far hole.
Yeah.
Because obviously when I got home late, I already told them that I wasn't fucking, and so it was just a whole, like I could have wrote for the New York Times. I was just made this huge fucking story.
Yeah, one of them that I got out of, me and my friend Noah. You remember Noah from church? Yeah, so we had like my dad had like this projector or some shit. So we would remember where my grandma's house was, like down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we'd like hang out in her garage and we'd put the projector on the white wall and like game, right? So we're like, hey, we actually want to crash there tonight. We're like 16 or something. It's right down the street. So we can play on the projector. He's like, okay, cool. Like, this will be a good test for Jack.
Yeah. Make sure you can trust this guy.
Yeah. So, of course, the second we see that truck pull out, we get on our bikes. We got these two girls waiting down the freaking road.
Oh, yeah, you told me the story.
And it's like, it's got to be a few miles. Like, it was like 20 minutes away. So, I don't have a phone at this time. Just remember that. Okay, so we end up, on our fucking huffy bikes, fucking going down.
It's kind of nice not having a phone in a scenario like that because it kind of takes the pressure off. Because if something happened, then you don't really know. Is something up here? You're looking up here.
Oh,
is
no.
something going on?
No. What was good is that is because
you're like yeah, and basically there could be a bird on my head and you wouldn't tell me. You'd be like, oh, you're good, dude.
It's just a fucking toucan, just chilling,
There has been times in which you've like looked at things. I'm like, oh, is something wrong? And you say no. And then I look myself.
It's like one of those things that we just talked about. It's like, no. It's like,
yeah, I'm saying there's been times I think we were was it at Jacob's? No, it wasn't Jacob's wedding. It was another wedding. And I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, is my hair or something? Like, no, it looks good, dude. And you're staring at it. And I look in like the silver plate, and my hair is straight in the air. I'm like, why are you lying to me? I'm like, what the fuck? And then you're just like, I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm like, you're fucking retarded.
Remember when I spilt fucking Aaron's thing on a rug?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's
the perfect one for an example. You have no reason why you did.
My fucking girlfriend tells me
me more than you.
She got a
white rug.
She got a white rug, and she got this fucking basket as like a coffee. It's not a coffee table. It's like it's a basket that like someone in like Africa would put papayas in, kind of like that. But she turns it upside down and it's edgy.
Papayas. What is a papaya?
I think it's a fruit.
No, I know it's a fruit, but like, what? Where is it from? Is it from Africa? A papaya?
Probably like.
What does it look like?
Probably like a
What does a papaya look like?
Probably like one of the islander nations.
Yeah, well, like, what does a papaya look like? What is?
I think it's orange on the inside, green on the outside.
Is it like a?
It's not a citrus.
What the fuck? No, I mean like it's like a cantaloupe kind of.
I think it's like
a.
I think it's a melon.
What the fuck?
No, like a watermelon.
Yeah, no, it's in the melon family. Is that a family?
Can we get a chart of a melon family tree?
Is there a melon? Are there melon families or something?
Obviously, the watermelon's up top because it's got melon in its name.
Yeah. And then papaya is somewhere in the middle.
Well,
because the papaya doesn't know what it is yet. You know what I mean? The papaya hasn't decided.
Dude, I have a funny ass story.
About papayas?
About cantaloupe. Dude, my fucking grandma.
Dude, what's going on?
So
bro?
my like great grandfather, they get to that age where they're kind of losing it.
Yeah.
So he swore
Why is that funny?
that he almost choked to death on cantaloupe.
Okay.
So then every time we'd have it at family dinner, my grandma would be like, "He's like, is this cantaloupe?" He's like, "No, it's cassava melon."
What is that?
It's a made up word.
Oh.
So then we all had to call it. Can you pass the cassava melon?
Cassava melon.
And then he'd eat it. Like a fucking
anyways,
idiot.
where were we at before we went to the papaya thing?
Before the melon. Oh yeah, so the basket, the papaya basket.
Yeah.
The melon basket. There we go.
It's a basket that's been flipped over into a table.
Yeah, so it has holes in it. It's not a solid object, right? It's got.
And she was saying a lot. Please do not. And she mostly looked at me because I spell shit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't me.
So there was like she had one of those like Scentsy things on it.
The candles.
Or yeah, it was a candle. and like a little pumpkin or some shit. I don't know.
It was orange.
Yeah, it's like a pumpkin that's a face.
Because it was during like Halloween time, wasn't it?
Yeah. I would assume with the pumpkin decor. Also a melon. No, that's a squash.
I don't like pumpkins.
I don't like squash.
I don't like squash.
Fucking hate it, dude.
Dude, I'm not really. There's so many exotic fruits, and I'm not
like a dragon fruit.
I feel it. I've never tried that actually. I'd try
They're
that.
like $10 a piece. They're expensive.
Oh, really?
Imported though, you know.
Like I have just the normal fruit groups or fruit groups.
The fruit groups.
Fruit groups. I just have like strawberries, grapes,
Yeah.
apples,
Pineapples.
oranges, bananas.
Yeah.
Kind of that guy. I've never ventured out into the.
I mean, I
papaya
feel
range.
like because that's what's
or
available.
have you ever had like pomegranate?
Yeah.
Pomegranates are I just never.
Remember Bailey made us like a jar of pomegranate seeds.
Yeah, and I've just never wanted to do
Thing
that.
is, I feel like that those are like our accessible fruits, but like someone in like another country, maybe like their main fruits would be like, you know,
a papaya.
a papaya.
A papaya.
Or like a jackfruit or some shit.
What's a jackfruit?
It's actually what vegans use as a substitute for meat.
So it's not meat.
No, it's not. It's a fruit, but if you cook it a certain way, it has the consistency of pork.
Oh,
And so you can like flavor it like
I
barbecue.
saw this Twitter video, and this lady was trying to. She's like, so this, it was called like a vegan salmon skillet, and she's cutting it open. It's mostly made of like wheat, like this plant. And so this guy cuts. He's like, so it's not salmon. So it's not salmon.
Yeah. So anyways, she's got this basket. And so a good example of lying is, you know, I tip it over. The whole thing goes, there's orange shit everywhere. And she's like, did you just knock that over? I'm like, no.
And everyone saw you do it. No.
Oh, dude, it happened fucking yesterday, too. This customer was fucking bitching at me. She's like, oh, you can do this with the price. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
And so I'm just sitting there. I'm saying like, no. And I'm like, no. I was like, no, seriously, that's like the best price I can do. No. And then she was like, can I speak to your manager? I'm like, no. Then she's like, well, why not? Because he's not here. He's right there. I'm like, no, you're not fucking doing that shit.
Why are we lying? We don't know.
Where were we at? Oh, yeah. So then
Building said no.
basically on that story, we ride the bikes to the house. And I end up getting connected to her Wi-Fi, which is one of those 18-digit fucking hash passwords or whatever the fuck. So we're sitting there, and I'm holding hands, you know. So this is a big deal. I'm like 14, 15. I'm holding hands, you know. We're getting a little cuddly. You know, I'm having a good time.
And this is a big moment, yeah.
Yeah, this is a big fucking moment. And we're like 20, 30 minutes away from the house. So my dad, of course he uses this as an excuse. I get a text, where are you? I picked you guys up ice cream. Obviously, you want an excuse to check on us.
Yeah.
Somehow, we, you know, obviously, dude, we literally don't even say anything. I'm like, bye. We just fucking throw the girls off. Let's get on our bikes and just fucking going back. And I actually didn't end up getting in trouble. I said something like, oh, we were going to a little pantry. He's like, well, I went there to get ice cream. I was like, well, we must have just passed each other. You know?
Oh, just missed you, Dad.
Oh, Dad, sorry. Yeah. And then, that was it.
Well, you didn't get caught in that one.
No, that's what I was doing like the 7 years.
Yeah.
Well, we're at about 30.
Well, shit.
That was quick.
I don't know why we went about papayas for so long. But anyways, fuck. Yeah, so episode 59 in the books. Next is 60.
60.
Big ol' 60.
God, the big old 60. I do want to chat real quick with everybody. Just remember to check out ATLT Radio, which is Tuesdays at 5 and Thursdays at 5 Pacific Standard Time, live radio. And if you miss those live radio broadcasts, you can find them on the Patreon, which is patreon.com/aroundthelunchtable. Also, make sure you check out, if you only listen to it, because most people don't actually watch our shit, Apple Podcasts has a subscription program as well, in which you will get the episodes early-ish, and the exclusive episodes, which I believe we're going to do a conspiracy one by ourselves, because what we're going to do, I think, what's in the works, we got this crazy documentary that's banned in every country. So we're going to watch that and then, you know, talk about some conspiracy shit or something.
Yeah,
you
that'd
know,
be
on
sick.
like a Saturday, just get fucking day drunk and, you know.
David.
Fucking
David.
David. Yeah. So yeah, make sure you check out those. Thank you to all our supporters already. Shout out Travis Delahunt. Shout out Nicole Rouge. Always fucking hitting us up, sending us shit.
Shout out Brown and Harrington.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone else on the top of my head. Fuck.
That's always like interacting and shit. But we do have several subscribers. Thank you so much. The Apple Podcast subscribers count just keeps going through the roof.
It does.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
ATLTstore.com, merch, accessories, stickers, whole nine. So there's bags
and possibly
etc.
beer koozies soon. We've been
We're trying to do some beer
about that.
koozies too.
Yeah, which I don't use
but
a beer koozie.
spring is around the corner.
Start
and
cleaning.
the spring break collection will be releasing soon. And I think it will just be under the same thing as the spring break collection will be also the summer collection. The summer will have some extra shit, but there will be like a spring break thing and then maybe some else.
Yeah. So our artist is actually moving to Portland. Shout out Jake. But,
Shout out Jake.
So we'll have to kind of talk everything over the phone and shit. But we're very excited for what he's going to come up with for spring. Make sure you guys check that out.
So yeah, Jack, where can they find you?
They can find me at Jack_Spence. Z, where?
You didn't even say the full fucking
I
thing.
said Jack_Spence.
Oh, did you?
Z, where can they find you?
Isaiah_Leslie on Instagram or both of our Instagrams at the Around the Lunch Table Instagram page. Again, guys, thank you guys for watching. We're approaching 60.
Holy fuck.
Huge
That's a lot of fucking
huge,
episodes.
yeah, that's a lot of episodes.
What the fuck have we talked about?
And we're going to... I don't know anything what we talked. I don't even know what we talked about today besides papayas and fucking bears.
A little fun fact. So the second we're done, obviously this is unedited. That's the
whole point. Yeah, we
That's
don't
the whole
edit.
point.
We don't edit anything. Sometimes we say shit. I'm like, I said that shit.
Yeah. So we don't edit shit, but when we go to like, put the intro, the outro and shit, and we have to type in like a description, we literally sit there for 10 minutes. What the fuck did we just talk about? Like,
I mean, most of the time we get it pretty quick.
it takes a few years. We're like, what did we talk about?
This
Oh my
one,
God.
liars and papayas.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Liyas and Papayas.
Nice.
Like a fucking...
Liars and papayas.
Like a guy from Boston saying
Yeah,
it.
liars and papayas.
You a liar.
You a papaya.
Bring me a papaya.
You a liar like your father, you liar. Bring me my
You
papaya.
Fucking rat.
You fucking papaya.
Oh, what, you from Boston? You want to fight or
But
something?
yeah, anyways.
Oh, what, you don't say hi to me no more?
We're walking here. Anyway. All right, guys. We'll fucking see you next week. See ya, pussies. And see ya. Let's get rowdy up in here.